So now let's talk about making sure you're doing all the variables of the same time turns. And that means we're doing them where the poi are clockwise and counterclockwise. Because if my poi are coming down the gazebo and up the big tree, if I'm facing the lake when I turn, that's the poi going clockwise. But if I face you, my poi are going counterclockwise relative to me. So you're going to try that and you're going to see what I mean. So this time, plant your feet this way. So the feet are both facing this way and get the poi going forwards. If you put your right foot out in front and you turn with me past the lake and back, or up behind the hips and back, I can do all my turns and it's all clockwise. They're going rainbow from left to right, golf ball from right to left. We come back to here. If you put your left foot in front, you turn your back to me. As you pass your toes, it's left to right. And over the rainbow, it's right to left. It's the other way of doing it. And we want to make sure you're practicing both ways, or else what'll happen is you'll get really good at shoulder reels this way, you'll turn around and you won't know what's going on. So from the beginning, you want to practice everything clockwise and counterclockwise, left to right and right to left. So super easy if you just take that moment to think, okay, well, what have I got? The lake, I've got the beach, I've got the gazebo and the tree. I'm going to start poi down the gazebo. And first I'm going to put the right foot in front and practice all my turns past the lake. So that's down past the toes, up over the top in front, up behind the hips behind, down behind the shoulders behind. And I can mix those up any way we want. We can go in front, behind, behind, or in front, behind, behind, in front. You can make different combinations. You can repeat golf ball shoulders with a little practice, or up behind the hips rainbow, up behind the hips rainbow. And then shift your feet and do this exact same thing the other way, and just keep shifting back and forth. But don't change the way you're spinning, or else you'll be practicing the same thing you already practiced. So the trick is, I shift my feet so I turn past the beach, but the poi are still coming down the gazebo. And then I can practice past the toes, in front over the top, up behind the hips, down behind the shoulders, and I'm practicing the counterclockwise version of all the moves. And you can make your little combinations. I mean, it's front, behind, behind, or front, behind, behind, and front. So then what you can do is you can you can turn to your left a couple times. So I put my right foot in front so I can turn down past my toes, turn to my left shoulder. Then I put my right foot in front again and I can follow the rainbow over the top. Shift. Past the toes, step, over the top, step. Or I can do a turn behind, step, behind the shoulders, step, up behind the hips, step, down behind the shoulders. Or I can go to the right shoulder, up behind the hips, step, down behind the shoulders, step, up behind the hips, step, down behind the shoulders, step. Or in front, behind the shoulders, in front, behind the shoulders, up behind the hips, over a rainbow, up behind the hips, over the rainbow. We'll keep reviewing this. It's gonna make sense. But for now, what I want you to do, you're gonna practice for a little while. Plant your feet, pick a direction, and think. Practice all your turns past whatever you got on this side. Then shift your feet and practice all your turns the other way. And then try doing a few turns to your right and a few turns to your left. And you'll start to see how making sure practicing all the variations opens you up the freedom of movement.